What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the new channel, Old School Scares. Just posted our first video, Halloween Horror Nights. We are heading over to SeaWorld for Howl O Scream. Look forward to sharing that with you. We've got our old school 8-bit slasher t-shirt on. We've got Michael, Leatherface, Freddy, Jason. We're getting ready to have a ton of fun tonight. We're going to dodge some raindrops, so that could be a little bit interesting. But I do look forward to sharing the review with you. And then I'm going to make a review comparing Halloween Horror Nights to Howl O Scream. If you only get to do one when you come down to Orlando, I'll hopefully help you make a great decision and find the right one for you. So I look forward to sharing this with you tonight. Hopefully we're not too wet and dodging too many raindrops. I have no idea what to expect. This is a brand new horror experience for me, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Thanks. And welcome back to the channel. So we started the new channel, the Old School Scares. We talked about it a little bit at the kickoff. I have a quick video just cutting into Howl O Scream at SeaWorld, but I'm going to go through and give you a quick rundown of what I thought of the night, give you a good comparison. I'm going to try not to compare it to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm going to do a separate video for that and kind of go back and forth and compare the two. But let's start on a couple things with Howl O Scream. You know, the first thing that came to mind for me is it's a lot smaller, right? It's and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, you get a lot less houses. You do get 4 houses. You have 5 scare zones. And it's brand new, right? And I thought, you know, I went in tonight and I had a ton of fun. I thought they did a nice job. I thought the houses were good, if not small. I thought the actors that were there were working their butts off. They felt like they really wanted to try. I felt like, honestly, when I was there, it seemed like it was a... you know, a really good high school or college play. You just had a bunch of people that really they're putting their heart into it. They're having a lot of fun doing it, and they were enjoying it. I will tell you, when the night started, I didn't feel great about the experience. Part of it, you know, it was raining at the beginning, not their fault at all. But then once we got going, we got delayed on the second house for like 20 minutes on the express pass, or their front of the line fear pass that they call it. And no one had any reason for what was going on. It's a walk-through house, so it was very, very strange. No movement. We just kind of sat there for a while, so that was a little frustrating. But I will walk through the 4 different houses. I'll talk about the scare zones, what I liked. I did get a chance to see one of the shows tonight, and I thought they did a nice job with that too. So being a little bit, again, of a smaller experience, I was able to kind of take in a little bit. 4 houses. I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm going to tell you my favorite house, my least favorite house, and then I'll talk about the 2 in the middle. I'm going to save my favorite house for last, and I'll talk about my least favorite house first. Water's Edge Inn was the first one I did, right at like 7:15. I went back through and gave it a second walkthrough again, and it was better the second time, there's no question. When it was a little later, I think the actors were a little bit more into it. I think everything was more set up. I'll be honest, again, at 7 o'clock, they didn't feel very organized. It didn't feel really ready to go. And I gave it a 5 out of 10 originally, and if I went back, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad. It was a little dull. Very, very short. My biggest issue with that house was just, honestly, the length of the house. It just wasn't very long. So I think, you know, what they had in there was okay. The scare pieces were okay. I'm going to give Howl O Scream a huge kudos for one thing that they did very well. And again, it's the benefit of not being huge. They have good separation in the house where they let in 4 or 5 people at a time and they wait, you know, 30 seconds for let the next group in. I thought that was awesome. It let us go in and experience the house and everything that was there without having people right down your back and having to rush through everything. That was probably the best part of the night. I thought they did a great job there. So I would say Water's Edge Inn, the weakest out of the bunch. The next 2 are both really good. Dead Vines and Captain's Revenge. Dead Vines, again, very, very cool vibe. You know, similar to what I talked about at a Halloween Horror Nights house. Kind of a, you know, Children of the Corn, kind of creepy vibe with vegetation and stuff. Really, really neat. I enjoyed that house quite a bit. I thought they did a nice job in it. Good theming, good scares, good pacing, good size, good length. So I thought that was a good house. Captain's Revenge, really actually a lot of fun. Pirate themed. Again, I thought they did an excellent job. It was kind of like, you know, a scarier version of Pirates of the Caribbean, right? With live actors versus animatronics. I thought it was fun. I thought the sets were good. I thought they did, again, a nice layout. And one thing they did really, really well here at Howl O Scream that I liked a ton is a lot of the actors still had masks on, but they were wearing masks that had like faces on the mask, right? So some of those live masks that you can get where you can have someone basically take the bottom half of your face and put it onto a mask, a lot of them had done that. That was great. Again, within COVID, there was a ton of people in there, not a ton of people wearing masks. But if you could have someone that, takes you into it by having some version of that, I thought that was really, really cool. I'm going to share with you my favorite house of the night. I went through that one twice as well, and that was Beneath the Ice. Awesome house. Very cool vibe. Very much, I got a Thing type of vibe for it. John Carpenter's The Thing, this Arctic outpost, this breakout, whatever's going on there. Again, kind of a Dead Space, The Thing type vibe. Really dug that house a lot. I thought the special effects were good. I thought the scares were good. I thought the pacing was good. The theme was excellent. Probably my favorite house, and honestly one of my favorite houses down here in Orlando. I would put it right up there with the top 3 or 4 I had the other night. I thought it was just great. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. Scare zones, a little interesting, right? So again, the first time I walked through the second scare zone. Frozen Terror was fine. I have some pictures in it. I'll throw them in, some zombie pictures. It wasn't bad. It was okay. And definitely once it got dark, it got better. Deadly Ambush, I walked through the first time. It had a really cool layout. There was some really cool props, but there was nobody in there. Like, it was empty. So if you only walk through that once, now, the way the layout is, you're going to have to walk through the scare zones multiple times to get back and forth. Because, again, there's not a ton of stuff there tonight. Because it's a little bit smaller. But you'll walk through them. But again, as I walked back through the third or fourth time, it was awesome. There was, these great actors, people super engaged in it. So I thought that was awesome. Witchcraft Bayou was really, really cool. The ladies in there seemed super, super engaged. Just really wanted to push it and have fun with the guests. So I thought that was a great one as well. Sea of Souls was pretty good. Again, nothing to write home about. But I thought overall the scare zones were well done. Tons of ambiance. I thought it was, again, I think they did a better job of trying to create actual scare zones. Here was the downside. There was a ton of fog, like there's man-made fog, and it was super dark. So there were times like you couldn't tell what was going on. I had so many people bump into me, and they were like, they couldn't tell who was who, whether, if you were, a scare actor or you were one of the people there. So that was a little interesting too. Overall, I would tell you for Howl O Scream, again, I would probably give it up between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I thought there was a ton of effort put in. I had a lot of fun there tonight. It was definitely more adult themed, even than Halloween Horror Nights. I thought, which Halloween Horror Nights seemed a little more subdued this year. I thought it was kind of neat. They had a cool lanyard. Again, but old school, right? They were doing hole punches versus having the stuff just kind of go in. So kind of an old school setup. And I thought their merchandise was a lot of fun. So I ended up they had some cool shirts that were kind of fun, and they were a little bit more goofy. This was the Howl O Scream. Again, nothing crazy with the logo, but you have the Howl O Scream on the sleeve. But I thought they were fun. A lot of their shirts, kind of similar to what you'd find some other ones, but they were a little more goofy. I don't know. I thought it was a heck of a lot of fun, and there were some other neat ones in there that tied into it. So I would say overall, holistically, I had a great time there at Howl O Scream. I would definitely recommend it to you. Again, it's not nearly as polished as Big Brother down the road, right? In Halloween Horror Nights, and I would imagine from seeing some of the folks that have done Busch Gardens Howl O Scream, which has been for a few years, it's probably not as polished as that either. I can tell there's definitely a lot of work that went into it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So again, if you're looking for a different Halloween attraction, plus one on a Friday night, less expensive, $120 for a ticket versus $150 on a Wednesday night to do the same thing with the Fast Pass and the single night admission. I will tell you, I paid for the VIP parking. It was like $10 more than the regular parking. I don't think it was worth it. I think at the end of the night, I ended up having to walk further away to get back over. So, again, I don't know if... Again, it's not busy enough to really justify spending the extra money to me. So I would say pay the regular money for parking. I would do the Fair Pass. I think with the Fair Pass, the lines were really, really fast, other than that one hiccup we run into at the beginning. But overall, again, I just had a really good time tonight. I think SeaWorld did a nice job. Again, I think it's a different venue. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I can imagine this will be something I'll try to do every night I come, or every time I come down here for Halloween Horror Nights. I will add this into that. And again, I'm going to go through a comparison video at the end here after this video, and make a video kind of going back and forth between the two attractions and what was better and what was different. So hopefully this is helpful for you if you're thinking about checking out Howl O Screams. I definitely recommend, like I said, a 5 or 6 out of 10. Look, it's almost impossible to get a 10 out of 10, right? You know, I love horror, and it's going to be tough to do that. You know, but I would tell you Halloween Horror Nights has been the standard bearer. The second best one I'd ever gone to was Circus Circus, did a pretty good event in Vegas, and I would tell you this was right in line with Circus Circus, and better than the things I've done back at home, like Witches Woods and Spooky World. I think they do a nicer job with it there. So that's the review. Brand new channel, you know, it's called Old School Scares. We're going to try to do some horror movie reviews, specifically some older horror movies. Share some of that kind of stuff with you, some of the different attractions. I'm hoping to get to 2 or 3 more this year before the end of the season, and I will share with you my yard haunt that I create every year at home. So with that being said, have a great night. Thank you for checking out the review, and we'll talk to everybody very soon. Thanks.